All right, we're live. Welcome to the live. It's live stream night. It's Wednesday on my YouTube. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. I love the lives. I love them. To prep for these lives, I have to like channel my focus and energy to be here for you guys. Hello, Minnesota gal. Welcome. You're the first on. So I'm just excited. This is the end of year reflection for the live stream, reflection for me, uh, a time of year that's probably bringing reflection for you. So we're going to talk about that tonight, but welcome. I'm just, as always, so grateful you guys are here. I'm Marina Blackford. I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I'm here to pay forward all the tips for you cancer fighters, survivors, and anybody just trying to navigate through this life that needs some positivity, motivation. Thank you for being here. Hello, Isa. Hello, Quatrice. Welcome from Maryland. Thank you so much. I know you guys are on a time difference. So here in Arizona, it's 7 and I'm wearing a sweater and it's 54 degrees out. So I hope you all are staying safe and warm wherever you are. But welcome. Tonight is all about, and yay, we have excited to see that my parents are watching tonight. They were like, when, how, YouTube, go there. So, welcome. As always, I welcome your comments and your questions during the live. That's what makes this interactive. And it is just a great time to get some things out that you want to share. If you want to share accomplishments, if you're having an experience you think somebody might benefit from, share it as well. Minnesota gal, I'll throw your comment up there that you've started a medication, letrozole, waiting for side effects. They all have side effects. Of course they do. Um, you know, you have to remember when you're expecting those side effects to help me. And we talked about this last time, I think, is I told myself that it was curing my cancer. I mean, it doesn't come without side effects, these medications, because they're doing something, right? They're killing cancer cells, they're working on your body, beating your cancer. And with that comes side effects. So, again, this channel was created to really help you guys manage the mindset and manage the side effects physically. Um, but with that just comes, the mental game. And that's where I feel like I can help you. We have to mentally coach ourselves through these things. So, you know, practice gratitude, remind yourself that it's doing something to help cure your cancer. And I pray it is, Minnesota gal. I pray it is. I pray you're healing. So I did my notes here on my phone, but yeah, just giving people some time to hop on. You guys likely know my story. I am a two-time breast cancer survivor. I beat it at the age of 31. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, stage 2, and being triple negative, I needed to do chemo. So that year I did chemo, and I am also BRCA1 positive. So I removed all my breast tissue to reduce my risk for breast cancer. And that usually will take your risk way down to do a double mastectomy. Unfortunately, at year 5 in remission, I found a lump near my ribs, and that was the end of 2020, 2 years ago for me. So I had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and I started chemo again, and radiation and lumpectomy again. Most recently, I've had cording, which is a condition that can happen under your arms after having breast surgery. And it was painful and sore, and it's gone. I've graduated physical therapy last week. So excited to share that with you guys. I've been doing stretches and just really trying to take care of myself. So not overdoing it. Let's get to some comments. Isa, you switched from tamoxifen, too much side effects. Taking anastrozole, no side effect until now. Okay. Again, yes, likely there'll be some side effects with this stuff. And I mean, especially when you're dealing with hormones, you're going to notice changes. I hope that's manageable. If you want to share more, please do. Roxy's Journey Now comments, you had your first TCHP for triple positive breast cancer. 14 days out and on the upswing now, dealing with loss of taste and chemo acne. Any tips on the spot treatment on the acne? Um, Great question. I usually have tips. I don't have anything specific for that because it could be from a couple things. It could be that I don't know. I don't know if you have hormones or not, right? Whether medication, where you're at in your life, but chemo is affecting hormones, so the acne could be related to hormonal acne. Um, Loss of taste, all I can say is you'll have to tweak what you're eating to have more flavor, sometimes more sour, more garlic in there. Um, and just know that the taste will come back when treatment's done. And that's something to look forward to. The acne, though, I would ask your team when you go for your next treatment if they have any suggestions for you. It's a great question. And if anybody has any suggestions, please comment. So, Roxy, thank you for that. You guys inspire me. I'm full of gratitude every time I do these lives, but especially this one because it's the end of the year and I'm just reflecting on where I'm at, where this channel is at, and it's this channel's nothing without you guys. So thank you for being here. Isa, hello, Ruth. Welcome all the way from Dayton, Ohio. Welcome. My husband has family in Ohio somewhere. I plan to go someday. Isa asked any tips on neuropathy. I have videos on that. My best tips are to ice during chemo to prevent it. You can also do acupuncture to help prevent it or after to help with some circulation. As far as dealing with it, sometimes physical therapy can help. Dry needling may or may not help. You can ask a physical therapist. And honestly, just time. Give your body time to heal, continue to use your hands, and over time after treatment, you can possibly get some of that feeling back. So, hope. Just keep that hope alive. Quantry says, definitely experienced the chemo acne, was diligent about washing my face with a gentle cleanser. Yes, your skin is very sensitive during chemo. I do feel like your skin, your hair follicles, right? Your mouth. So gentle. She said hers eventually subsided and on the meds since I switched to AC now. Oh, okay. So maybe if one chemo is causing side effects, the other one actually might be the opposite. So I think gentle was the key word there. Thank you for saying that. I think I have some links on my Amazon storefront, which is my name. It's all linked. Sorry, I have congestion. Night, everybody. But Aveeno makes inexpensive but good quality products, I feel. So I have a link to that on my Amazon, I believe. I'll double check. I'll put that there for you guys. But I love Aveeno products. I feel like they're pretty gentle. And look at one of their foaming cleansers. Rosa, welcome. Rosa says, do you have a favorite yoga or exercise YouTube channel? Ooh, yes, I have, but it's been a little while since I've pulled it up. I'm going to have to drop it back in the description box on the replay of this video. So look for that. This video, if you missed the live, it's always replayed here. And there's a description box down below that has a link to my, cancer products I recommend. And I'll include the link to that. But otherwise, my favorite app that I use is the Down Dog app. I paid $25 for the year. I get yoga, I get HIIT workout, high intensity, meditation, which I love. I use the sleep meditation a lot on there, and bar workouts. I don't know. It's a really, really great app. It's my favorite. Check it out. Thank you, Rosa. Okay. What else? Ruth, do you have any tips on recovery after mastectomy on the softening of the scars? Yes. And so after surgery, I'm taking it back here. Here's my after surgery. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like I really babied those areas, right? Like I almost didn't want to. I didn't want to touch them. I didn't really want to even use my arms a lot, but you got to. That's really the key that physical therapists will tell you. You have to start using everything. You don't want it to be painful, but you need to start using your movement. And so, yes, to soften the scars, you have to massage them. And I don't know if your surgeon told you that, but mine did. He wanted me to put, whatever cream they gave, maybe bacitracin on there. And and not be afraid after like 2 weeks after surgery to literally start to massage the scar like you're trying to roll a rope out, and more pressure than you think. So as long as you're cleared for that, I was encouraged to massage the scars. And if you do that, because again, I wouldn't have done it on my own, but I was told to. If you do that, they get better, so much better. They soften, they're less visible. So it's all about routine, routine, routine. So you heard, it's Elena, right? Thanks for the links. They're very helpful. I've ordered some products from there. Oh, thank you. Very good. Good, good, good. My goal is, again, to just guide you guys, to give you the tools to help yourself and pay forward anything I learned or anything else anybody else can share with you guys. Didn't give any creams. It's 2 weeks today. So Ruth, I hope you have a follow up soon so you can ask them. Quantrice, any tips for managing working while undergoing treatment? Have worked through most of the chemos. I figured may need the time away for surgery, etc. Yes, I worked through most of my chemo too. Actually, I did. This last time I worked part time, so that was fortunate. But it is ideal to save time for recovery after surgery. I This is what I do with my life now, whether it's for especially for those of you in treatment, but even after treatment, is I schedule in rest. I'm so good at scheduling the to-dos and being busy, especially with the family and working and YouTube, that I literally need to build in time for rest. I need to say, nope, this afternoon I'm going to lay down for 30 minutes, or tonight I'm going to do a bath soak. Whatever rest is for you, just build it into your time. Like, make it a priority. It is so important. So what I would do is I would take a lunch nap, Quantrice. So during chemo, especially ANC, I I laid in a chair at lunch every day and I put on a sleep meditation, and I was able to lay. I'm a dental hygienist, so I laid in my dental patient chair. And I would cover my eyes with a towel, so it was dark. So if you need to put on an eye mask and do a midday break, that's what I would recommend. Highly recommend. Roxy, thank you guys for the questions, by the way. This is it's great. It's helping somebody. Mouth sores, besides baking soda, salt rinse, oral care, do you use any spot treatment for oral mouth sores for the pain? For pain, you're right. A warm saltwater rinse is always good for pain and healing in the mouth. It just helps with sores. So warm water, pinch of salt to dissolve, and you swish with that. You can do that as often as you like. Usually twice a day is good. Um, Another gentle mouth rinse is called Closis, and I love it. It is unflavored and it's great for sensitive mouths like anybody going through chemo. I'll make sure to actually add that to my Amazon link. Closis, Closys. Otherwise, you might need a topical agent to numb those sores, and you can get that over the counter at Walgreens. Anbesol, is that what I'm thinking? Does that sound right? I would just buy something that has a little bit of a cane in it, like lidocaine or whatever, to numb the sores. And then remember to ask your oncology team, Roxy. A lot of times they can prescribe something for you, and you're in treatment, so likely it's covered by insurance, right? So have your insurance pay for anything that you can. Otherwise, the other things I said will help. So, yeah, thank you, Quatrice. You're so supportive. I love this. May be able to ask doctor for magic rinse. Yes, you're right. Ruth commented for Roxy here. It's called a magic rinse, and what that is it's a prescription from a doctor that has a lidocaine in it, so a numbing agent. Minnesota Gal says the chloroseptic spray for mouth sores. Also, again, something that numbs the back of the throat, so it might numb the mouth. We're all individual in our type of cancer and our treatment and how we react to treatment. So I love all of these tips. But remember, when you try them, just, see if it works for you. What works for one person doesn't always work for the other, but you don't know until you try. So this is great advice. Very good advice. So I'll get back to a little bit of my flow here, a little bit of the topic for tonight, which is reflection. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do, guys. You do need a Google account to do that, but when you're subscribed, you can see when I'm going to go live. I post on my channel the videos for the month, the schedule now. I think that really helps people. You can find things like vlogs. You're going to find me answering specific questions, so make sure you ask them. And you're going to find when the lives are, which are great. I usually do 2 a month, and I only did 1 this month because December's just very busy. So you'll find that too. So make sure you subscribe. All right. Thank you. And what else? It's the New Year's coming, guys. Can you feel it? It's almost here. It's exciting. It's why I almost didn't do a live tonight. I'm like, I have so much to do, but no, I needed to do this. I needed to pause and connect with you guys. That's why my channel's here. And Elena, you're a dental assistant for 15 years. Oh, look at you. Awesome. I am 15 years hygienist now. Uh, but it's why my channel's here. I'm here to pay forward the advice, but beyond that, I'm here to connect with this community that I feel this channel has built. And I think it's a big part of our journey and healing is to connect to someone, especially someone that's been there. So if I can be a mentor for you, I'm so happy. If I can push you into being a mentor for somebody else or remind you, to find somebody, at your cancer center. I mean, it's all about connection. And so that is what moving forward in the new year I'm going to continue to do for you guys. So I'm excited to announce that and say, I'm still committed to the lives for you guys. I want to continue to move the channel into growth. So I know there'll be more and more, I'm working on things like, building a website, just having a more, solid foundation. But at the heart of it, I will be here. The lives will be here. So stay tuned. Next year is going to be great. I'm consistent and I feel the energy. So I just wanted to announce that and make sure you guys knew that I'm here for you. And my dogs are here for you too. Okay. Let's just talk about a little bit of reflection. Yay! I'm so glad you guys love the lives. It's just huge. I think once you are diagnosed with cancer, like we're kind of looking for this. We're like, who has been there? Who can tell me it's going to be okay? Who can tell me what my hair is going to do? Like all these little things. So, you know, I'm happy I can be that person for you. I want to reflect on the year and I'm going to tell a little bit of some stories. Two stories that stick in my mind. You guys have these moments during your journey where you're like, somebody says something and you just spit something out and you're like, whoa, I didn't even know I felt that way or that I thought of it that way. And I think these are really important things to share. So, reflecting on my journey when I had cancer, I remember coming to the end of having cancer the first time. And the year was 2015. I was dating my now husband, and it was a big year, right? I did ANC, I did Taxol, I removed all my breast tissue, I did reconstruction. And at the end of that year, someone told me, "Gosh, you must be so happy to put this year behind you." Now remember, when people say anything, they're honestly, I believe, just, they don't know what it's like to be where you're at. So just remember that. Like, I feel like everybody has good intentions. And I just believe that. So they say, I bet you just can't wait to get this year behind you. And I thought, that, yeah, yeah. And they said, yeah, this year must have been just the worst. And when I thought about that, I mean, I just spit this out. I said, yeah, I said, but no, I said, actually, this is exactly what I said. I said, actually, it was a good year. I just happened to have cancer. And that's exactly how I felt about the situation. You guys, we cannot control a lot of things that are going to be thrown at us in life, cancer, along with lots of other stuff. And if we change our thinking, it's going to help you manage getting through that because there's going to be really tough times in life, right? I mean, that's the guarantee of life. That's what makes life so beautiful is, with all this, ups, there's going to be downs. It makes the ups just that much better. So if you can shift your mindset a little bit to like, what did this year really mean for me? I mean, that year in 2015, I got to fall in love with my husband, really get to know a man that would support me. I got to fall in love with myself all over again and what it was like to, look different, with no hair and to look beyond these external things that we define ourselves. I felt like a freaking monk. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like losing my hair and breasts was one of the hardest things I ever did. But once I shed them, I realized that I got to experience something that not a lot of people do, which is what am I without those things? Which is more important, right? It's just like, who are you without your hair and your body and whatever you might judge yourself on? That was more important. I got to just dive into self reflection. And if you view it that way, you're going to come out learning something from that, right? Because we're all going to be humbled in life. We're all going to have to go through suffering. We're people. But when you take something away from it, again, that's when you can leave that suffering there and you can step into the new you. So that's honestly the way I felt about it. And I wanted to reflect on that that statement I remember of that year so clearly. I said, actually, it was a good year. I just happened to have cancer. Cancer will change you, it doesn't define you. So let it do that to you. Learn from it, but don't let it anchor you down at the bottom of the ocean because you guys are meant to just ride those waves and keep going. I strongly believe that. So I see some of you commenting. Hi, welcome to the live. If you missed some of it, I'm just reflecting and I'm just saying how thankful I am that you guys are here and that the lives will continue in the new year. You can look for 2 every month. So I just love that you guys are feeling it. I can tell you're feeling it. Yeah, we're just more than this, guys. And so to see your comments and see some of you guys feeling the same way, it's how I felt. And I just felt that's really important to share. The other thing that really stood out to me that I wanted to share, and I don't know if my parents are still watching, my dad and mom were on here. It was something really powerful. And I remember this was shortly after being diagnosed the first time with breast cancer. And I had a day full of scans and lab work. And if you guys have been in these shoes, you know what I'm talking about. You're getting blood drawn, you're getting poked, you're, doing an MRI, you're doing a contrast MRI, and it's just, you're doing a bone scan, and it's just, you're doing all the things you have to do, and it's exhausting. And I remember my dad picking me up from those appointments, and I felt so much weight, so much stress. I mean, I just started to cry, right? It was a lot. Cancer's a lot sometimes. And yeah, they're here listening. And, he just said exactly what I needed in that moment. Excuse me, which was this. He said, go ahead and say it. This sucks. You wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. And he continued to tell me about my mom and how, her kids, me and my sister, were her drive and motivation to get through cancer when she had it the first time. So having somebody there to just listen sometimes, but not just listen, but go ahead and say, like, that was just, it was perfect. My dad and my husband had said perfect things along the journey, but just validating how you felt in that moment. Like, go ahead and say it. I feel like when you release the emotions that are tied to the heaviness of cancer, again, it's just going to allow you guys to only go up from there. So feel the emotions and then just keep going. That's all we have, right? I'm just telling you, it's all we have. You just have to keep going. Oh, Minnesota gal sharing some. Yeah. Not many apartments in your building, 12, and 3 women have cancer. So I would encourage you, Minnesota gals, to connect with them if you can. If it seems like a good group that you can talk to and they understand you, like, just those could be your people, So Roxy put a comment here. I totally agree with you. I didn't want to look back on 2023 to only remember the year of treatment. I applaud you ladies who still worked. I decided to go back to school and get my master's. Hello, applaud yourself getting your master's. Like, I think I've avoided going back to school for many years now because I don't like homework. But good for you, Roxy. I mean, whatever we're doing, if we're going to school, if we're raising a family, if we are retired and earning that retirement, or going back to school. I mean, we all have our journeys. And so nobody's is better than the other. I think Comparison is the death of joy. And so I'm just here to support you guys. So yes, and my mom, she just completed having breast cancer for the third time this year, diagnosed last year. Yeah, and she's still finishing some medications now, and she would say her grandkids are the reason she has fought and kept going. And I'm so proud of her. I want to say how proud I am of my mom. Not only is she a 3-time breast cancer survivor, but I've seen her come out of that cloud. I want to share that a little bit. I'll just lightly say that being on medications after treatment's over, it affects your mood. You're tired and you're, again, finding yourself again. Like her focus was to take care of my son in the past, and then it was COVID, and then it was cancer. And then she was so tired and on medications that she was really having trouble finding her new way. And I feel like her coming back and in helping me with my kids and spending time with my sister, it's helped her find her way. So I feel like connecting with people is the way, and I would encourage that for all of you, to find somebody in your life that can support you and you can support them. Minnesota gal. Oh yeah, you're just saying yes. It is unreal. You know what's funny, Minnesota gal? I'll mention this. So um I'll mention this. It's, once you become a cancer fighter or survivor, what a couple of things can happen. You can feel like I didn't have that many people in my life before that had it. Like you'd hear about it more third party, and then you have it. You feel like you hear about it a lot more. And that might just be the way the world works, right? It's like getting a new car and then you see that car everywhere. Our mind is kind of trained to look for things. We train our mind to look for things, which is why a lot of the stuff I'm saying is is in the podcast I listen to. I always hype myself up for these lives by listening to a podcast. I was listening to Oprah Super Soul today about falling into grace by a spiritual guru. I forget his name. Adi Ashanti. Maybe you guys are familiar with him. He has been um, writing about enlightenment for a long time. But our mind goes to where we tell it. So if you're looking for suffering, you'll find suffering. If you're looking for negativity, that's an easy one to find, because negativity is very palatable energy. Like it's there. We can feel negativity, right? You can feel if someone's just like, oh. So we have to train our mind. We have to train our mind to be present. We have to train our mind to look for the good. So thank you all for the support for my mom, Roxy. Yes. I mean, 3 times. My gosh, right? Oh. Question from Ruth: did your mom only have lumpectomies? No, she did the first time, having breast cancer, lumpectomy, and chemo. And the second time she had cancer, we knew that she had the BRCA mutation. That was when they knew to test for that. And then she had a double mastectomy. I mean, there's a lot of story built into that, but basically, there's a video with me interviewing her on my channel, so you can look for that. I interview a 3-time breast cancer survivor, so you can find that. Yeah, so she did remove everything, Ruth, and I removed everything, but we had a reoccurrence of cancer near our ribs, in short. So I think I've hit on my 2 main points for the night, and I will pull up Elena's quote here. What you focus on grows. Yes. Yeah. Right. And we're people, so our mind's going to wander. Um, like people asking me, like, wait, you removed everything and it came back? Yeah, it did. But I still don't focus there. People ask me all the time, one of my most asked questions on my channel: how do you deal with the fear of recurrence? And I guess I would say this. I mean, I'm not immune to it. It enters my mind, but I don't give it energy. I give energy to the more important things in my life, which is, doing the best to take care of myself and my kids, and just redirecting that energy. And I guess that's it. It's just one day at a time. That's really, really important to know. It's one day at a time. What can I do today to help myself? What can I do today to help others? And that's it. That's all we have is today. I want to remind you guys of that. And thank you for the blessings, Ruth. Ruth says, you had breast cancer twice, and this last time you recommended. Yeah. double mastectomy. I know, because it's not just BRCA anymore. There are more genetic mutations that they're finding out about that do give us an increased risk for breast cancer. Um, I think not as high as BRCA, but there's some. So if you've had a recurrence of cancer, it probably would be good to consider removing everything. And again, I just posted the video on my channel last week, which is breast surgery and what's the best kind. In short, the best kind is what's best for you. But what's best for you is talking to your oncology team and going over the pathology, your genetic risk, and then what you can wrap your brain around. So Merry Christmas, Minnesota gal. Thank you all for being here. I'll wrap up tonight by saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you all find some hope and faith and love in the new year. And make sure you come back to this channel. I enjoy seeing you all. And until next time, peace. See ya.